People, my people. So again, we are here to review and have a conversation about trending topics and takeaways. But I would be remiss if I did not take a few minutes to honor the fallen educator from Lincoln University, Dr. Antoinette Bonnie Candia Bailey, the former Vice President of Student Affairs, Lincoln University. Rest in power to this fellow educator and fellow Black woman in leadership. I would be remiss if I did not take the time to utilize this platform and really memorialize how I want to brand the messaging from this particular channel, SimplyDr.SheCole. We are about motivation, self-care, and positivity, and most definitely operating in excellence for everyone. No matter what your race, no matter what your gender or your religion, everyone in humanity deserves to be respected and honored as such. So according to sources, USA Today, a HBCU administrator died and she took her own life. The school's president is now on leave. So this particular publication was actually run on January 12th and updated at 9:28 p.m. on the same day. I want to take a minute to basically highlight one thing that is so important. If you or someone you know needs mental health resources and support, please call, text, or chat with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline or visit 988lifeline.org for 24-hour access to free and confidential services. A historically Black college and university is mourning the death of one of its former administrators, and some alumni say race was at play and the institution's president may be at blame. Antoinette Bonnie Candia Bailey was the vice president of student affairs at Lincoln University of Missouri, an HBCU in Jefferson City. Miss Candia Bailey, who was Black, died by taking her own life on Monday. According to Sherman Bonds, the president of Lincoln's National Alumni Association, she'd recently been fired. So with that being said, I want to reiterate and emphasize that if you are in leadership in any industry and in any capacity where you manage other individuals, it is of the utmost importance that we honor humanity and we slow down and take a beat to know that you don't know what is behind the eyes of an individual that you work with and see and pass in the hallway every day. We all know, those of us who have been working for a long time in an organization where you have to report to every day. You don't work for yourself. You are not self-employed. You're not an independent contractor. You get a W-2 every year because you go to a place of business. We spend more time at work than we do with our family and loved ones until we get to a place, hopefully, where we're healthy enough to enjoy our retirement. I want to emphasize the importance of taking care of yourself, taking care of your medical needs, slowing down so that you can channel into what you're feeling internally, so that if things are not right, you can take a step back and assess and analyze, is this the point where I need some help outside of myself? I know within the essence of Black culture for many years, we've said, I don't need to go to counseling, honey. I got Jesus. I go to church. And that's all well and good. That everyone who practices a faith, that your mental health and your spiritual health and your emotional health are assisted by that practice. It's fantastic. But there are some times where you need to step out of your way and go to a licensed professional that can help you with mental health issues. We need to take away the stigma and the shame of people reaching out and stating that they need help. The other piece that I'm going to speak to that has been a thorn in my flesh for several years, those of us who are in the 50-year-old bracket, maybe 45, 50, remember that in the 80s and in the 90s, this strong, independent Black woman mantra was ringing through the atmosphere, ringing, 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 ringing. And I know that all women carry an inner strength. All people carry an inner strength based on your cultural experience, your family experience, your spiritual experience, life experience. All of this is well and good, but I'm going to be speaking from the heart. And my heart is in the body of a Black woman. And the strong, independent Black woman mantra is something that needs to just go by the wayside, The hole needs to be dug up, not 6, but 12 feet. We need to throw it in there, cover it up, and let it just dissipate. Everybody needs help. Sojourner Truth, in one of her famous speeches, "Ain't I a Woman?" And I mentioned it in the very early stages of my channel. Women are women, and we are fallible. We are human, and sometimes we need help. Sometimes you want to be vulnerable and not have that vulnerability thrown back in your face because you need safe spaces. And many times within the culture, oftentimes Black women do not have safe spaces where they can express themselves without it being weaponized. I encourage you today to please let us get away from the stereotypes of the days of old and rid ourselves of this archaic practice and mindset that you have to be strong all the time. It doesn't even make sense. It's not even realistic, and you are hurting yourself emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Stop. I am tired of seeing Black women die, whether we are dying in the natural or if we are dying in another level because we did not have the resources or we were in so much despair that being unalive is better than fighting to see another day. So people, my people, I encourage you, I implore you, no matter what your race, creed, or nationality or religious practice may be, please, we are all experiencing life and humanity together as a society. And if you are in a place of leadership, you have another level of responsibility to take care of and be a good steward over those who look to you for leadership, who may look up to you for mentorship. And you just have a contractual obligation to follow the law from a state and federal perspective, because EEO is real. Protecting human rights, very real. And just honoring other people and being kind is free. Rest in power to the good doctor who's gone too soon. Thank you.